Top 10 Haunted Places in Colorado. The Stanley Hotel, Estes Park. Opened in 1909 by Freeland Oscar Stanley and his wife Flora. Freeland was sick with tuberculosis and moved to the Estes Valley in hopes to get better, and he did after one summer. There are several accounts of hearing disembodied voices, being touched by an unseen hand, and other unexplainable occurrences, with room 217 having the most activity. Head chambermaid Elizabeth Wilson was in an explosion that caused her to be in a coma. After she woke up, she returned to work as an employee from 1913 to 1950. It is said she still lives in room 217 and still cleans up after guests. Guests report to waking up to their clothes followed and suitcases organized. Famous author Stephen King and his wife stayed in room 217. He reported to hear disembodied voices, be touched by unseen hands, and have vivid nightmares of his children. The Stanley Hotel inspired King to write The Shining. Cheesman Park, Denver. Denver's first cemetery laid out by town founder William Larimer in 1858. By 1890, the city had grown and it was decided the cemetery to be moved and the land turned into a park. The city gave the townsfolk a few years to move loved ones. In 1893, undertaker E.P. McGovern was hired to move the remaining bodies for $1.90 per body. McGovern got the idea to try and double his money by chopping up the bodies and putting them into child-sized coffins. While in a hurry to hide what he was doing, McGovern left many of the parts scattered in the park. During renovations of the park in the 1960s, some of the bones were found by workers. Central City Masonic Cemetery, Central City. Created 1860s, visitors report bright orbs and is famous for its own Lady in Black. A woman in black visits John Cameron yearly on his death, November 1st, and leaves him flowers. Black Monarch Hotel, Victor. Originally built as a casino, saloon, and brothel that was owned by the Wood brothers. A fire in 1899 leveled the original structure. The building was rebuilt by W.S. Sexton and named the Monarch. Tesla Room holds the most activity, unexplained tapping on forehead in the middle of the night and hearing a party going on after dark, and the noises ending when going to investigate. Croak Patterson Mansion, Patterson Inn, Denver. Originally the home of Senator Thomas McDonald Patterson. The building exchanged hands over the years and ended up in Brian Higgins' hands for $565,000. Higgins immediately began renovations. Higgins and his workers reported seeing figures of children, hearing strange voices, and unexplained temperature changes. Sounds of barking dogs have been heard on the second floor even though no dogs were on the grounds. These dogs were rumored to be a pair of Dobermans who were trapped in a room on the second floor and jumped out the window to their demise in an attempt to escape. In the basement, sounds of a mother and child crying out from the dark are heard. Stories tell of a baby dying and out of grief, the mother buried the baby under the basement floor. When the mansion was apartment buildings, a pregnant woman saw and heard the apparition of Kate Patterson, who was helping the woman get comfortable. Molly Brown House, Denver. J.J. and Molly Brown bought the home in 1894 from Isaac and Mary Large. The Browns were known to travel the world often, so the house would be rented out to wealthy families who were traveling. Molly was a Titanic survivor. Visitors smell the aroma of tobacco pipe through a strict non-smoking policy. People believe it is Molly Brown's husband J.J. Brown walking through the home. The light bulbs throughout the house come undone with no explanation. A phantom woman in Victorian-style clothing has been seen rearranging the furniture throughout the home. Molly haunts her room. Many report cold spots and have seen her turning a corner. Molly's daughter Catherine Ellen haunts her room, opening and closing the blinds. Riverdale Road, Thornton. Riverdale Road is located in Adams County and is an 11-mile stretch that starts at Thornton and winds through to Brighton. People report experiencing shadows, unexplained noises, people hanging from trees, a phantom Camaro, ghost joggers, and a lady in white. People also say a man burnt down his home with his family still inside. Only thing left standing was the giant wrought iron gates. People believe these are one of the gates of hell. Miramont Castle, Manitou Springs. Built in 195 by Father Jean-Baptiste Francolin, who was a French Catholic priest. Father Jean lived alone in the castle until 190, when the Sisters of Mercy came along. The castle was used as a sanitarium for the treatment of tuberculosis for a while. It is now a museum. People have reported hearing singing in the tea room, the wood floor creaking with footsteps, and doors slamming shut when the castle is completely empty. Hotel Jerome, Aspen. Guests have reported seeing a shivering boy wrapped in a towel in the hallway. The boy vanished right before the guest's eyes after speaking to them. The guest reported this to the front desk. The front desk told the guest there were currently no children checked into any of the rooms, and the description of the boy matched a boy who drowned in the pool a few years prior. The third floor hosts the most ghost activity. Hotel employees do not like going up there to work. None of the ghosts are malevolent, they just like to play pranks and leave people with an uneasy feeling. A ghost has turned on the heat in a room and left a sink filled up all by itself. The Oxford Hotel, Denver. This hotel opened in 1891 by Adolf Zang, Philip Feldhauser, and William Mygat. The building was planned out by architect Frank E. Edbrook. One of the many ghosts that reside at the Oxford is the ghost of a postal worker. He vanished in the winter of 1930 and was found dead with all of his parchments in the spring of 1931. His favorite thing to do it: venture down to the bar and have a beer. Room 320 is the site of a tragic murder-suicide. A scored woman killed her unfaithful lover before committing suicide. When single men stay in 320, they have reported an unseen hand pulling on their arm and the sheets being ripped off the bed while they are sleeping.